this week we are kicking off our Halloween series. Woohoo! And we're going to be talking about the man that killed Halloween.
I do not know this case at all.
It's going to be great. I mean, it's terrible, but you know.
it's going to be great.
But, you know. Anyways, but before we get into that, my name's Natalie.
I'm Erika, and this is Drunken True Crime.
So for those of you that are new, welcome to the shit show that is us. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate you more than you will ever know.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Before we get started, we have a few disclaimers. We're going to go through them pretty quick, so listen up. 1, we talk about true crime. 2, we drink. 3, we cuss. 4, you might see us laughing or something
we
like that.
even laugh.
Yeah, we laugh. Heaven forbid. And that's because we're typically making fun of each other or the asshat criminals in these stories, but never the victims. So with that being said, we have one last legal disclaimer that we have to put in here and go.
Okay, last disclaimer here, folks. The information provided by us in this video is for educational purposes. All information in this video is provided in good faith. The views expressed are our own personal opinions, and the details we provide are all alleged, and individuals are innocent until proven guilty in the court of law.
Anyway, so if that sounds like a good time, so drinking cocktails, talking about true crime with your bestie, then join us, grab the cocktail, settle in, because we are about to get into this case. But first, the cocktail today is literally just throwing.
We just threw it together. Well, Natalie threw it together. I had no part in this.
Yeah. Well, it was, but the brainchild was us. I just made it.
I'm the chemist. You came up with the actual making of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really good, Natalie.
Is it? I haven't tried it yet.
You haven't even tried it.
Oh, it is
like
good.
Holy shit. It's really
It's really good. Yeah.
So it's apple cider, a shot of Fireball, and a cinnamon stick.
Yeah. Can I try yours? We only had one
cinnamon stick.
We only had one cinnamon stick, so we had to.
Well, mine's a cinnamon stick.
Oh, it's really good, guys.
It's really fucking good.
Cheers.
Cheers, bitch.
So this week we're actually traveling to Deer Park, Texas, and we're going to talk about the O'Brien family. Ryan Clark O'Brien lived with his wife and their 2 children, Timothy and Elizabeth. So Ryan actually worked at Texas State Optical, where he fitted corrective lenses. So he literally fitted glasses and contacts for people.
Are we drunk?
I just can't read. I don't know what it is.
I think I might be a little tipsy after that beer.
Really? We're one drink in, guys. Yeah, so back to Ryan O'Brien. So he was also a deacon at Second Baptist Church. You know, him and his family were very, very active members. They sang in the choir, and they actually ran the church's local bus program. So on the outside, like outside looking in, they seem like the perfect family. But what do we say here, Erika? There's
no such thing as a perfect family. So fast forward to October 31st. Woo!
I know.
1974. I'm going to paint you a picture. It was drizzling ever so slightly.
Why do you always get in like sexual voices?
I feel like I should have been a sex operator back in the day.
Back in the day.
Now?
You still, yeah, it still might be your calling.
Anyways. Can that be my salary?
Maybe, yeah. Fund this podcast, Erika.
So it was drizzling ever so slightly outside, creating the perfect ambiance for All Hallows Eve. The kids were eager to go trick-or-treating, and for the first time ever, so is Ryan.
Okay, stop with the sex voice.
So the Bryan family met with their friend Jim Bates, which that's a name, and his 2 kids, and they all went trick-or-treating together, which is so fun.
I know, I can't wait till when we have kids.
So
we can do that.
I grew up in a small town where I didn't go trick-or-treating because there was only me on the street. Did you ever go to like the really, really expensive, like fancy neighborhoods because they had the full candy bars?
Yes, absolutely.
So did I.
Yeah. I feel like too, like our neighborhood is like so much fun. Like as a grown up now, like we have so many kids around. We have a school right outside of our neighborhood too, and so a lot of the kids that go to that school come in here, and it's like
they're like it's the rich people's neighborhood.
No, I'm not saying that, but like they shut down the streets. Like we have police officers that shut down the streets, and it's like it's such a good time. And so me and my husband, we like get in our golf cart and like just kind of go around, and it's so much fun because like the parents get super into it. Like the different houses have like drinks for the parents, and like I don't know, it's really cool. I fucking love Halloween now.
I do. I mean, I've always loved it, but They were going a few houses, and then they go up to a house but receive no answer. So they like, knock on the door.
Trick or treat.
Trick or treat. And nothing.
No, those people.
Yeah. So everyone decided to just go on to the next house. Everyone except Ryan.
Yep.
Ryan stayed back for a little bit, and after a few minutes, he joined back up with the group with 5 big pixie sticks. Okay, so they're, if you don't know what pixie sticks are, they're like basically just straight up sugar. Yeah. Like it's crack for kids.
Yeah, it'll rat your teeth out.
But totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Totally worth it.
Would do again right now. If someone showed up to my house right now with a pixie stick, I would absolutely be like, absolutely, I will.
Absolutely. Ryan said that he got it from the last house where they were at, where there was no answer. And it took them a while. He said it took them a while to get to the door.
Yeah, so he was like...
So he continued to, like, be persistent.
Yeah, he kept knocking on the door, and he just said it took him a while. Mm-hmm. To get to the door. And then he got these, like, awesome, like, pixie sticks out of it. He got 5 of them. Yeah.
All 4 of the kids were, like, super excited and took the pixie sticks from Ryan, thanking him, bowing down.
I don't know if that happened, but they were pretty excited.
But they put them in their bags and continued trick-or-treating. Ryan gave the last pixie stick to a random trick-or-treater.
Yeah, because remember, he came out with 5.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, math.
That's how that works. So after a while, the parents, decide it was time to go home, and the family split up, and they go to their own houses. Now, the O'Brien family, they get home, and the kids are super excited about the candy they just got. Like, I vividly remember growing up. So I had 4 brothers growing up and, like, getting, like, and my cousins lived just, like, a mile down the road, so we often did it with them. Getting home, like, we had pillowcases, like, taking it and, like, dumping it out, and then it was the what is it? Trading? Wall Street. It was like literally Wall Street. We were like trading and bartering over here. Like it was literally, if you got candy that you didn't like, but you knew a sibling liked it, it would be like, okay, well, I need 2 of my candy for this because I know you like it this much. But anyways, that's what they were doing. So, they're super excited to get home. They're, sugared up already.
Never going to sleep.
I know, right? And so Ryan agreed to let the kids pick like one last candy before they went to bed. So Timothy decided on taking the giant pixie stick that his dad came and gave him. And so after like completely downing it, because what else do you do with a pixie stick?
Exactly.
Turn it up.
Turn it up.
Timothy complained about it being like really bitter. So his parents got him some Kool-Aid to just wash it down to kind of wash away the taste.
Almost immediately after, Timothy starts crying and complaining about his stomach hurting. He then goes to the bathroom where he starts vomiting and then convulsing and eventually passing out. What the fuck?
Yeah.
His parents are freaking out, rightfully so,
and
immediately take him to the hospital. However, Timothy would die on the way to the hospital less than an hour after eating that pixie stick.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I know. Terrifying.
How did the healthy 8-year-old go from running around the neighborhood, being all hopped up on sugar, collecting all the candy in the world, to dying within short hours later?
Like just like a few short hours later. Like,
yeah.
Ugh.
Confused as to what happened, an autopsy was performed on Timothy. The medical examiner recalls that he remembered smelling almonds coming from the boy's body, which immediately made him think the boy was poisoned with cyanide. The autopsy would confirm Timothy ingested enough potassium cyanide to kill 2 to 3 fully grown men.
Yeah. So a lot of cyanide.
Hence the giant pixie stick.
Yep. So at this point, the police are obviously immediately called, and they jump on it because they know that there are 4 more pixie sticks out there. So miraculously, they're able to get all of the other 4 pixie sticks, and none of them had been ingested by the kids.
Good.
So after police rounded up these 4 pixie sticks, they examined each one of them, and they found that each one of them, the top 2 inches of the pixie sticks, had been replaced with cyanide.
How did they find the random trick-or-treater?
I don't know. I actually did look into that one, and I have no idea. No, it's a neighborhood, so like random being like maybe they knew the person.
It could be a kid randomly that you've seen before.
Right. Like they knew the kid, but like they just randomly decided on the kid.
Oh, okay.
But they knew the kid that they gave it to. So again, police immediately jump on this case. They have Ryan and his friend Jim. Remember, Jim Bates and his family went trick-or-treating with them. The police got them together and had them retrace their steps that night. And again, they're just trying to figure out where these pixie sticks came from. So Ryan, however, gave differing reports of which house this came from. Right. So this immediately seems suspicious to police. And yeah, they started digging a little bit further into Ryan, which is where they found some real troubling issues. So that's right, guys. The picture perfect family that Ryan, portrayed to the world was, in fact, not so picture perfect.
So he didn't wait and be persistent at the door and got random pixie sticks from a random person?
I don't know. Maybe. Continue to listen, guys. Maybe you'll find out.
Wait with bated breath.
Yeah.
So police found Ryan really struggled with keeping a job. In fact, he was employed by 21, I repeat, 21 different companies over a 10-year period.
Over a 10-year
That was period, guys. That's switching jobs every 6 months.
Which is exhausting, switching jobs.
Yeah.
I hate it. I've fucking done it only 3 times in my life, and I hate it.
I hate going to a new job because then everybody's super weird around you. And it's like you're famous for a little bit and you have to learn everything.
Ugh, yeah.
It also came out that Ryan was about to be fired from his job at Texas State Optical because they thought he was stealing from them. To make matters worse, he had over $100,000 in debt and had defaulted on multiple bank loans, and his car was about to be repossessed.
Yeah. So ultimately, not picture perfect. He was struggling, and the family was struggling.
Police then discovered that Ryan had taken out multiple life insurance policies on his children.
I feel like anytime that you take like really large amounts of, life insurance policies out on your children or your wife, that should be a red flag.
That's like red flags everywhere.
Yeah. I get having one on your children, because honestly, it's just smart, but.
Do you though?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would it be good?
Because you can use your life insurance when you're living. I know that's a myth. Like a lot of people don't know that. But
I know that, but like at the same time, like why would you need to put it on children?
Because why wouldn't you? You can put it on with your other ones. I'm telling you, it really is like it's not that weird to have one on your children, but it's really small because you don't expect them to. This is coming from someone
who knows absolutely nothing about children, which I'm about to be a mother.
Yeah.
And
what? Clarify that since we talk about how much we drink.
I'm not pregnant, guys. I'm about to be a foster mom.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So all that to say though is like when they're large amounts, that's I feel like when the red flag comes in.
Yeah.
Like the really large amounts. So because of this, Ryan obviously becomes, the top suspect, and they continue to dig even deeper here. And the shit here just keeps piling on, guys. No surprise. But Ryan had reached out to several chemical companies trying to get cyanide to poison children. Then he also researched how much it would take to kill someone. His pocket knife had cyanide residue on it. And last but not least, he failed a polygraph test, which all of those things combined works. I agree. Like, you know how we feel about polygraph tests, but like all of that combined, very suspicious. So finally, on November 5th of 1974, just 5 days after Timothy tragically was murdered, his father was arrested. I feel like you have a question.
I'm just trying to figure out how someone going around and calling different chemical companies to secure cyanide did not send out red flags for anyone.
Because this is the 70s. Like, they are not communicating with each other. There's not, like, a database or anything like that now. Like,
but why would someone that's off the streets need cyanide for anything else but other to poison someone?
There's got to be other reasons for it, or else you wouldn't have been able to just pick it up off the streets, to your point. But I just don't know what those are, honestly.
Let us know if you do.
Yeah. So, although Ryan maintained his innocence, the jury wasn't buying it. And on June 3rd of 1975, not even an hour into deliberation, the jury convicted Ryan of murdering his son and sentenced him to death. Yeah. Because also, like, he's just lucky it was one kid. He gave this out to some random ass. He gave it to his daughter. He gave it to his friend's 2 kids. And then just some random ass kid. I'm assuming so that it wouldn't be traced back to him. But, like, I don't know. What a fucked up dude. So he was executed by lethal injection on March 31st of 1984. And his last words were, "What is about to transpire in a few moments is wrong. I would forgive all of you who have taken part in any way in my death." Get fucked.
So not having any accountability.
No, he still maintained his innocence until then. So his case, like this case obviously spread like wildfire, and he was dubbed the man that killed Halloween and also the Candy Man. Of course, this left children and families, you know, scared for decades, constantly checking the Halloween candy. I don't know if your parents ever did that, but
My parents didn't check it, but like I always heard like
it was a myth. It was like
it was a myth that
like urban legend, and like the apple or the razors and the
apples.
Yeah, like things like that. All of this stemmed, like I never realized that it came from an actual case. I always thought it was like an urban legend until obviously we researched this one. But like,
what's another thing that from our childhoods that they used to say about the candy?
I mean, they would just always check it.
The razor blade and the razor blade was a big one.
But they used to always make sure that it wasn't open or tampered with before. I remember that was a big one. But other than that, I mean, I was one of 5. I doubt they even.
You know,
they probably had like another sibling check the other person's. I don't know. I don't even know if we really checked it, but I do remember like hearing those stories and it being like an urban myth. And I think my parents, honestly, looking back or like remembering and thinking about it, I think they just said, don't eat anything that's already been opened or you can tell that has been opened. So again, I didn't realize that this came from an actual case. Really sad, and what a fucked up dude. Just because he got himself into so much debt, he wanted that life insurance policy for his kid.
Stupid.
And he was willing to kill both of his kids and other people's kids over this. Let us know if you've heard about this case. I don't know. This was my first time hearing about it. Erica's first time hearing about it.
We should obviously dive into more urban myths.
Yeah, and see where they stemmed from. But yeah, let us know what you think down below. I hope you guys have an awesome start to Halloween season. Let us know how you're celebrating it or how you and your family celebrate it. And yeah, until then,
be a bitch and stay alive. Cheers.